Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
And I'll give our introduction to our next speaker. Much appreciated, Emily.
Thank you.
So up next, we have Kade Olsen, and his topic is global cohesion. And Kade's shared that he's very interested in sharing knowledge so that we can keep the world peaceful, along with sharing new perspectives and reaching out to the youth to create a balanced future. Kade Olsen is 16 years of age, a lover of travel, knowledge, adventure, and much more, and would love to share the knowledge with youth of this world so that we can unite and create a future we all would love to see. And he says he acknowledges all traditional people whose teachings have allowed him to connect science and spirituality to fill in the missing gaps of the unknown. And we welcome Kade Olsen.
Hi, everyone. It's lovely to be here today. And a great thank you to everyone who's put this together, and a great thank you to everyone who's put their mind in being here today so we can spread awareness as a whole. And that's kind of the basis of my topic today, of how we are so much more than just individuals and how we can actually impact the world. And we shouldn't have these thoughts of belittling just one person. You know, we as human beings have so much power, and this collectiveness that has been taught throughout this whole thing is so purely ingrained within us that people don't even realize our day-to-day thoughts can impact our environment completely. And I would like to share on the topic of schooling and education, as I'm going through currently my year 12 as my final year of school. And throughout my first primary school where I started off, it was a private school, and it was very different to the public school system. We started off as kind of a Steiner school. It was very free willing. We had the choice of what we wanted to do. And I mean, we didn't even have to wear shoes to school. We understood the connection of our barefoot to land, our feet to the mother earth. You know, we could feel the connection. I was up in trees for most of our lunch times. I mean, me and my friends would spend almost most of the time at school up in trees. And if we were learning, we could learn outside. We would take walks down to the creek. And as a kid, that was so good for building my character. It felt so nice to be able to express myself and to be free with this land. But even in this day, when I moved into high school, where it is a public school system run by the government and syllabus and all that sort of stuff. And you kind of get put in a formation where you're not actually yourself. You're not your individual self. You're a cohort. You get given a student number. You sit in rows in class, and it kind of takes the individuality out of yourself. You kind of get broken in a little bit. It kind of feels like you miss a bit, but you need to be able to take the time and realize that you as yourself have so much power. Every thought you have in your day-to-day life emanates greatly into this cohesive magnetic field that we have, which then implements and creates a reality around us. So for us to have the most beautiful world as it is today, I mean, I look around and today I've got a beautiful breeze, sun on my back, and I mean, I couldn't ask for more. And it's absolutely a lovely day, and I appreciate it very much, as I bet a whole bunch of people would. So in these moments, I like to stop and think and appreciate the world around me so I can emanate the thoughts of the beauty I see right now, so then we can implement that into our future. The more we think and on a certain topic, and the more energy we put to one thing, we then emanate that and create that here. But the thing is, people really think that the individual self, maybe you need 5 or 10 people or, thousands to get together and make a difference. But I just really would love to share with people that you are so powerful within yourself. Every single thing we do is just incredible, and we create this beauty around us. And just to emanate exactly what we feel, and even just your thoughts themselves, what you watch, what you see throughout your day really does change everything. And I do get that in times you can feel a little out of place. You can feel a little down. You may have your off days, but that's when you can stop and change. I mean, literally tell yourself, stop, change. And in the moment, find something you love around you. Find anything in your environment. Our brain works in the way, and as Emily said, she studied the brain so you can understand the way of our human body works, so then we can actually implement it and control it the ways we want it. So I also did quite a lot of research into the brain so I could understand how my neural pathways worked. And that was a great understanding step to creating the world around me and my environment, how I felt towards school. So even with my individuality within school and that being kind of taken away with the whole, 1,000 people, one school, you're given your number, whatnot, I learned that the more I thought of the right things or the things I wanted in my life, the more power I gave to them. And the stronger those neural connections happened. If you think about a field of open grass, if you're walking across that field once, you would create a lay down path. Just the grass would lay down a little bit. But if you continuously walk over that, you'll start to create this dirt path. And that's the same within our brains. If we get an emotion, an addiction to a negative emotion, and we keep feeding it, we keep trying to find ways back to it. And the more we do, the stronger that path gets. And that path is my analogy for our neural connections and our neural pathways. So the more you think into an emotion, or the more you think into something, that the stronger that pathway gets. So if you're having a bad day, you can stop and look around, maybe listen to music, maybe have a little dance, whatever makes you feel good. And the more you find those things that make you happy, the stronger those pathway gets. And eventually the ones that were so dead form that you thought that's the only way, you almost had a concrete laid down path going this way, like all the way over there. But now you're like, wait a minute, I kind of see this path growing over here now, because you start to build that up, and then you can actually see, you can choose where you want to be and what you want to emanate and what you want in your life for the future. Sorry, I just had a bit of a.
That's so good. That's a really powerful analogy, and I can certainly visualize what you were saying there at the end. We do have the choice of path, even if one is very clear, our old one, and we do need to push some grass down when we're making a new one. It's a really good analogy, because I know for myself, I could see it while you were describing it, and the passion there. Yeah, welcome to continue that topic, of course, as part of our panel discussion, which is coming up after our next two speakers. And I've greatly enjoyed the honesty and directness and that mixing of science with experience. So that's been fantastic, Kade, and wonderful to have you as part of the Global Transformation Festival.
I really appreciate that. And thank you all for taking the time and listening in. And I just really hope, as this co-host, we can really, emanate what we want for the future. And it's just a beautiful panel of people, a beautiful group coming in together. And I know that we will be able to make an impact by sharing our knowledge. And I really do appreciate everyone coming in to share this moment with each other.
Awesome. Absolutely. I couldn't say it better myself. And on that one, I'll introduce our next speaker, Luca Ozaman.
Geraldine, you're mute.
And on that, I'll introduce our next speaker. Thanks, Pix. Luca Ozamanski. Luca is speaking on the topic of the human experience. Like Kade, Luca is 16 years of age and enjoys helping people and sharing his knowledge and experience and wisdom. Luca is interested in giving new perspectives that help others be the best version of themselves, and sharing what is known and the experience that Luca has. And we welcome Luca. I know he's there. I've seen in the background, it's just a quick technical swap. Here we go. I know it says Kade, but this is Luca. They've got the same computer. Here we go. Welcome, Luca.
Hello. So for this talk, I guess, I wanted to talk about just what is change like, how do your thoughts and feelings affect you, you know? And I'd like to share a bit of my experience, I guess, with just my experience in life from this point. So I was, how do so I was put in a mental ward for a little bit so I had just really negative thoughts constantly. I was just really in this deep, dark place of just like not feeling okay with myself, not feeling okay with the world around me, you know? And through that, I realized like you can pull up my notes. Sorry about that. So your thoughts create your reality, you know? So through enforcing positive thinking in myself, through positive change, constantly just not pushing out the negative, but accepting the negative, you know, just letting it flow. I created this, not really created, but I've thought of this analogy for it as weight. So like, imagine you're on a beach. Imagine your thought is a wave. This wave, like when you're really close to it, it looks really big, looks massive, looks scary, you know, it's charging at you. You take a step back, it's just a wave. It crashes. And then another one comes. It's constant thoughts that it happens. It's the brain. And through enforcing, instead of the negativity, saying, you know what, I accept this negativity. I accept how I feel right now. How am I going to change it? And I think through a lot of meditation, through just enforcing this positive structure of just routine, of just writing down how I'm feeling in each moment, meditating and just going, asking the questions, you know, just getting to the bottom of everything and just going like, how is this making me feeling? How is this affecting me? Like, why am I thinking like this? How can I change this? And I think through journaling, through meditation, through all that, it helps a lot, like a lot. And yeah, I believe so. I think that through our time as a species, as humans, we've had this stress of like, how am I going to find food? How am I going to find shelter? How am I going to find water? Like, how am I going to like get through this day? From ancient times, I'm talking. And as we've evolved, we've kept that stress with us. And I believe that in this time where I think a speaker in the last conference before was talking about, we're in a utopia, we're in a heaven on earth. We've got abundance and gratefulness and joy and just amazing things all around us. But that stress, that thought, that those like thoughts of just like have manifested, I guess, in individuals, and those can be used for negative and for positive. And I think a lot of people, especially in my generation, are unaware of this. And I think that through saying like, okay, I'm feeling like this, say you're feeling like you're having a bad day. So you say, okay, I'm not feeling good today. How can I make it better? What can I do today to lift myself up, bring up my energy, make myself feel more positive, better? Even just writing it down, listening to music, doing something you enjoy can help greatly in just day-to-day life. And through enforcing the positivity in your day today, you will create a better tomorrow. And I really believe that through knowing that there is a better tomorrow, and everyone has bad days. I think that is what is kind of, sorry about that little squawk.
Bit of a nature issue here.
Yeah, bit of a nature issue. But it's just through positive enforcement of just how can I be better? Constantly building on yourself, going out into nature. Nature does wonders for people. And I think this isn't talked enough, but just going for a walk, appreciating nature, looking around, just the trees, the grass, the animals, and meditating, closing your eyes for a second and just breathing. And I feel like that really helps a lot for me personally. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can certainly see that nature responds to that with you there too, Luca. You had all the birds responding. Yes. And I know you have mentioned that part of closing your eyes and being in nature. And I recall once you sharing as well how that there's no judgment in that space. And I thought that was interesting when you shared that.
It's peaceful, it's quiet, it's blissful.
Yeah. Me, as I think, it's quite wonderful. Yes. And definitely appreciate everything you've shared. We can feel it and see it there as well. And we've got plenty of time too in the panel afterwards to continue the discussion and the topics. And it's lovely also that you shared tools, because having those tools like listening to music, doing something different, and enforcing the positivity, they're seemingly simple, but if in that moment when you need to grab hold of them, they're there, that's brilliant.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.